PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code CAJUN, all caps, C-A-J-U-N, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana with PWCC Weekly Auction number 125 recap. Real quick, a couple of notes here. This is an auction that ended, as all PWCC Weekly auctions, ended last night on June 9th with furious extended bidding. It did not include any mega crazy megalodon type whale grail cards. You know, the highest selling card was a Victor Wembanyama, followed closely by a Magic Bird, and then a Michael Jordan card that set, again, here we go, I feel like a broken record, another by far all-time record. I lost out on another Michael Jordan card last night that set another all-time record, both hierarchy cards, both PSA 10, so stay tuned to get that. And we'll get cranking. Again, not the sexiest recap because there was just nothing, no crazy whales, but we're going to look at about 15, 16 of these cards, look into some of the data and go from there. Remember, if you're selling on the PWCC Weekly auction already, excuse me, if it's not too much trouble, consider using the promo code CAJUN, C-A-J-U-N, all capital letters, to help support the Cajun Cardboard channel so I can continue to bring you guys these PWCC Weekly and Premier Auction recaps. Here we go. Let's get cranking. Starting at the bottom, we got a Luka Doncic. Again, I laugh every time I read out one of these contenders because they can't even fit the description on the label because there's so many variations. It is the Contenders Luka Ball Waist Autograph, the Finals ticket, serial number to 49, PSA 8 does 3,000. A Kobe Hot Hands. I want to look this up. I want to give Kobe some love and some attention today. This Kobe Bean Bryant, these hot hand cards are hot. We're about to see LeBron James hot hands as well. This BGS 9 is a Pop 8, 5 graded higher. It did 3,000 last night. That's the card. Beautiful card, right? It's giving you some of those Hot Shots vibes. If you're a 90s collector, you know what I'm talking about. Here are the last 25 results. This one does 3,000. The one before this was an SGC on 90sauctions.com that did 1,872. I don't know. There's really not a lot to talk about. It's tough to compare in different grades and whatnot. If we look at the highest price ever paid, you know, this is the second highest selling Hot Hands 2004 Fleer Showcase Hot Hands Kobe Bryant of all time. Second only to a BGS 9.5 that sold way back in September of 2020. So good, pretty damn good sale there if you ask me. And then here's a monster, right? There's a couple guys in the hobby right now that the whole world is completely just done with. Right? I think one of them is Kawhi Leonard. I think that the hobby is just done. I know there are probably Kawhi Leonard super collectors out there. There's no question he is a first ballot Hall of Famer with his rings and his finals MVPs. I think that the world's just tired of him. And this is an unbelievable, that being said, this is an unbelievable rookie year select autograph black label 1010 serial number to 199. Of course it's a Pop 1. Of course the black label matches his jersey. This is filth, pure and utter filth. But again, it has Kawhi Leonard. So I don't know, 3,120. Let me know what you think about that sale. You're going to trust me on the Malone. We're going to look at Isaiah Thomas. He who shall not be named, Isaiah, coming up later. These both did about what they're expecting. They've actually started to run a little bit, not you know, anything crazy, but they've started to show some consistent rebounding, heavy growth. The Karl Malone is a pop somewhere in the 200s or 300s. The Isaiah is a pop somewhere in the high 100s, I think. The Isaiah outsold the Malone. Let me know what you think about that. Malone or Isaiah, right? Historically, based on resume, who you got? I probably got Karl Malone measurably, substantially further than Isaiah, despite Isaiah's rings. 3,120 for that Malone. And here's the first one that I lost. You're going to see two cards that I lost. I think it's only two cards that I lost. And I wasn't even remotely close. I got completely blown out of the water, used something my Battleship style, crushed. 95 spark plugs, MJ, PSA 10. Hard to get a good picture of this card. It's a very dull background. It's got great potential, but it's just the background's so damn dull. And again, these cards are just impossible. they also don't look like 10s. Like, I'm sorry, like on the top left edge, it just doesn't look like a 10 to me, and I wasn't willing to go to my grave with this thing. 3,240. There's the card. Like I said, you just can't take a good picture. But check this out. The highest price ever paid in history 2 months ago in April. 3,605. This one comes damn close, 3,240. Each of those sales is more than 1,000 higher than the highest sale before that. So interesting stuff going on here. This May sale on eBay by Probstein was $1,000 less than this PWCC sale last night, and it was only a couple of weeks after the $3,600 sale by Probstein. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. April 15th, it looks like this didn't get paid. 2078 on the cert number. 2078 on the cert number. So it looks like this Probstein sale of 3605 on April 15th likely did not get paid. So this is probably the all-time record here. Hopefully whoever won this last night wasn't using this 3605 as their kind of measuring stick, because it's real clear on April 15th, just a couple months ago, 3605, May 2nd, what is that, 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks later, Probstein again sells the exact same cert number, Spark Plugs PSA 10, for $1,400 less. And then we see this PWCC, which is somewhere in between the fake comp and the accurate comp. It's 1,000 more. So if you're asking me, in my book, this sale last night, this card just broke the record by about $1,000. Again, we're assuming that these cards get paid. I don't know if these cards get paid. I think PWCC's got a pretty freaking good track record. I've sold thousands and thousands of cards. I have a very, very low unpaid item rate with PWCC weekly auctions. Another huge Kawhi is 2022 Prism Nebula 1 of 1 PSA 7 does 3,360. The 1988 Panini Young Jordan Spanish sticker PSA 10 does 3,480. There's the Isaiah. It did about what we expected the Isaiah to do. That's about where that card is right now. We got a 2014 Kaboom LeBron BGS 8.5. Even for LeBron, those arms are a little bit embellished. I know LeBron has great arms and forearms, but come on, this is Popeye City here. 3,600 for that 8.5 horizontal Kaboom. And this is a card I saw some people talking about on Instagram. My good friends down under were looking at this card. This is not your base 2003 Upper Deck SE die cut All-Stars. This is the black parallel, which makes it A, impossible to grade high, so that makes this 9 a pop 1, none higher. But it is also serial number 2, only 25. And this Shaq card did 3,720. There's the card. Great looking card, right? But it is an 11th year, 12th year Shaq card. This is the only one that I could ever find that sold since 2021 where a raw copy sold for $600. So this PSA 9 clips 3720. Here's your pop report, right? Oh yeah, there's one. It is pop 1, none higher, only one ever graded, only 2 ever sold in history. So here we are 21 years later, and only, it looks to me, or at least from what the pop reports show on Card Ladder, only one's ever been even graded, and only 2 have ever been sold in almost 2 decades, or over 2 decades. Really cool looking card here, NBA certified. A little rough on those corners. You can check out the NBA heat map if you want to for all raw cards that are sold on the PWCC weekly auction. This one does 1 of 1 flawless tag team. Jokic and Murray does 3,840. Steph flawless autograph. Ho-hum, never seen that before. Sorry, didn't mean to look at that card for sure. 1 of 800 billion Steph Curry flawless patch auto cards sells. A Kobe Bryant 2008 Topps Chrome. It says orange refractor. Serial number to 199. PSA 10 does 4,080. The other hot hands, right? We saw the Kobe. LeBron outsells him in an 8.5 copy. This is a Pop 7, 10 graded higher, 4,080. And then another record, the great Richie Guerin. Looks like he's rocking the Cajun cardboard haircut, but not quite tight enough on the sides. Luckily, my shoulders and arms don't look like Richie Guerin's. You'll just have to trust me off camera. But this New York Knickerbocker legend, Richie Guerin, PSA 9, does 4,080. Let's give vintage some love. Let's talk about our vintage. Shout out to Patriot Sports Cards and some of you other guys out there that collect vintage. 61 is about as vintage and badass as it gets. Here you go. These are the highest selling Richie Guerin PSA 9s in history. Let's just take out the PSA 9. The highest sold Richie Guerin of all time was a PSA 10, which sold for $9,508. Guys, this is way the hell back in 2015-16. If you don't think set collecting drives insane prices, I assure you these sales were not Richie Guerin super collectors, believe it or not. These were set collectors. Somebody who wanted to put it on the table and say, look at me, I've got the biggest and the baddest 1961 Fleer set in the world. This is by far the highest selling PSA 9 copy of all time. If we go back and we plug in PSA 9 here, you'll see this one that sold last night on June 9th, almost doubled the highest selling PSA 9 of all time back in Bubble 2021. So there's your card. There's beautiful Richie Guerin in all of his glorious splendor. Breaking records. We got two blue Jordan PMG retros on here that sell for $4,200 and $4,300, and then we got a weird looking Chet Immaculate autograph. Pretty cool looking patch right there. PSA 9, 10 for the auto. This is a serial number to 3 card, so 1 out of 3 on that Chet Immaculate, and that is like a collegiate Immaculate, just to be very clear. A collegiate Chet card just sold for $4,320. Great rookie season for Chet, by the way. John Morant Kaboom BGS 9.5. This is a rookie, $45.60 for that one. That is a mixed gem with 2 10s and a 9. Craziness there. BCCG, which to me, you're just buying it raw. So just look at the card, figure out what you think PSA would grade it, and then bid accordingly. BCCG 8, BCCG 10, BCCG 9 doesn't mean jack shit to anybody in the hobby who knows anything about cards. There is no equivalent. There is no, oh, this is going to probably cross to a, no. Just throw that label out the window. It may as well just be a Mike Baker, like certified raw would probably be better, because at least he would have looked at it and give you some indication of the condition. $4,680 for that Jordan, basically raw card right there. That will be, obviously that's going to be cracked. Or maybe it's somebody who just didn't know what BCCG means and that it's completely arbitrary. 2009 Kobe Refractor PSA 10 does $4,800. This is a serial number to 500 card with Ghost, Ibaka, and Durant in the background. It looks like, I think that's Ibaka. I can't really tell. Definitely Durant in the background, and I think that might be Westbrook over there. Wow, pretty cool card right there where Kobe's yamming it on a reverse dunk. I don't think I looked that one up. No, I didn't. The next card we're going to look up is going to be a nice Jordan card, but first let's talk about Shadon Sharpe. This is aggressive. It's an optic black sticker autograph, $4,920. It is a 1 of 1. I need to see Shadon Sharpe dribble the ball. I thought this year would be a big breakout year where he sort of emerged along with Anthony Simons and led the Blazers to a title. No, I'm just kidding. They were Tank City. I didn't really think Shadon Sharpe took a humongous step forward this year. Did anybody else? I don't even really remember even talking about Shadon Sharpe. Every once in a while you'll see a crazy highlight. We know he can fly. We know he can bounce. I need to see him dribble and shoot and pass a basketball. That's what we need to see. Physically, he's an airport player, right? One of those guys, you call him an airport player. Getting off the plane, he looks like the perfect specimen. He looks like he'll be the greatest player that ever lived, but you got to actually get on the floor and put up the numbers and produce. We'll see. I probably need to look a little bit closer at his second year and his efficiency numbers and stuff like that, but the jury's still out. That's $4,920 for a raw Shadon Sharpe card. Anthony Edwards, 2020 Flawless Collegiate. This is a Georgia jersey, $4,920 for that 1 of 1. And another red Jordan. This one is a red retro, serial number to 150, $4,920. Let's get to the cream of the crop. It's the hierarchy card that we all know and love. 1 of 2 maximum medals. This is the 96 maximum medal. This is a mixed gem BGS 9.5. It sells for $5,040. Here it is. What a gorgeous, gorgeous card. That's it. I've got this sorted by the highest price ever paid, and guess what? Last night was the record. So another Jordan. This is not a PSA 10. This is a BGS 9.5, breaking the all-time BGS 9.5 record. Let's look at the pop. BGS is a pop 25. PSA is a pop 26. BGS is a 20% gem rate. PSA is a 15% gem rate. Less than 300 ever graded between the two big grading companies, so not too many of those out there. I didn't think the pack odds were that bananas, but only less than 300 graded is not very many. The BGS 9.5 record is now 5,000. Let's see what the highest PSA 10 ever sold was. So not that big a disparity. 7,800, right? There's been about 5-6 sales, right? A little over 7,000. 4 of them this year. So the 4 highest priced PSA sales in history are all this year. And they were 3 of them were in February. 1 was in March. I'd have to look to see if it looks like these 2 here were unpaid and then relisted for 7,800. We'll have to look at the others. You guys always do your research to see. Do your best to figure out if some of these things have been sold. Like we looked at the Probstein one earlier. That obviously wasn't a real record, wasn't a real comp, wasn't paid unless somebody bought it and immediately relisted it and sold it for, $1,600 less, which seems unlikely. Duncan Go Nuts, a card that, believe it or not, you don't hear this very often about cards in the 90s, Jordan cards in the 90s. A really easy card to grade. Really easy. BGS 9.5 is almost like a PSA 9. Watch this. I'll show you what I mean. There's the card. It looks like a black background. We know, if you're a Jordan collector, you know it's translucent. Here's your card. Pop 131. Okay, that is a huge number for a Michael Jordan insert in BGS 9.5 condition. The reason I say it's easy to grade, look at the gem rate. BGS, over 50%. Get a gem mint 9.5 or better. There's actually 29 BGS 10s and there's 2 black labels. So like I said, easy card to grade. Even PSA has 63 PSA 10s and a 27% almost gem rate. Over 500 of these graded. But look at this sale last night. Over the last 6 months, this is the high. 5160, highest of the last 7 sales, highest sale over the last 6 months for that Dunkin' Go Nuts. Great sale right there for the seller. And no surprise here, right? Look at the comps. I mean, look at the subgrades, guys. It's a 10 for centering, 9.5 corners, 9.5 surface, 9.5 edges. So superlative subgrades yields a great result on that one. We've got a Purple Ice Luka Doncic PSA 10, 5280. Very tenuous time right now for Luka Doncic. Considering his Mavericks are now, at the time of recording, down 2-0. The world has shoveled dirt on top of the Mavericks. No one else has showed up, including the mercurial Kyrie Irving. And I don't even want to start talking about the Mavericks because I think a lot of people are going to get lost in the moment, recency bias. Let the Mavericks get back to Dallas Wednesday, win a game, and let's see if one of the biggest choke artist teams in ultra-modern basketball, the Boston Celtics, can figure out a way to screw this up again. They have a history of blowing fourth-quarter leads. They have a history of choking. Right now it's real easy when you're 2-0 coming off home, but let's let Big Mo switch over to Dallas. If Dallas can somehow win Game 3, going into Game 4, there's going to be a little bit of a tightening of the sphincter for the Boston Celtics, and we know they've not performed well in those situations in the past as they let's just see. I'm not burying the Mavericks yet. I think the Celtics are by far the most talented team, 1 through 7, but let's see what happens. Luka Doncic is going to have to show up and be even more special. Again, 30-point triple-double. He did me well on FanDuel last night. 96 Jordan Refractor PSA 9. Really low pop card. Let's look at it together. Here it is. Gorgeous card. It's often called the gold refractor. It's really just a refractor. It just happens to be gold. It's not like there's a refractor and then a gold refractor, but again, Card Ladder calls it the gold refractor without coating. PSA 9, highest sale of the last 6 sales last night on PWCC Weekly. It's a Pop 38 card. It did do 5,280. Again, not a lot of these in circulation. About 238 of these out there in circulation. PSA 10s and BGS 9.5s, you're talking about a combined 41, guys. Very, very low pop card, low print run card. Red Choice Wembanyama, that's a good looking card. I'll be honest with you. That's serial number to 88, of course. Michael Irvin, Rejoice, 5,520 for that one. And then we're going to look up 3 Giannis's in a row, guys. What are the odds? The 3 Giannis cards are all 2013 Prisms, which of course is his rookie year. Red, green, blue. They all sell within a few $100 of each other. 5,640, 6,000, 6,000. Again, odd time to sell Giannis. I can't, we were talking about Kawhi Leonard sort of being off the radar, and then Giannis, through no fault of his own, his team sucks ass, and they got old really quick. That roster got not just old, too old really, really quick. The Bucks are cooked, and I say that as one of the biggest Bucks fans in the world. They're my team. They are done. Giannis's championship window is over unless some type of drastic measures are taken. And I don't see any way out of the prison that they've created. They created the prison to keep him there, and they kept him all right, but they've got him, an aging Lillard, and really, honestly, nothing else, to be quite honest with you, nothing else. Anyway, the red does 5640. The green and the blue do 6,000, 6,000. I think that the red was Target-specific retail. The green was retail. The blue was Walmart-specific retail. Is that stupid? Did I miss that? I swear I thought I heard that. I should know this. I collected Giannis's 2013 Prism colored rainbow. Mine is in BGS 9.5, and I don't have the whole rainbow, of course, but here you go. You want to see some cards that have really, really fallen? Here you go. Here's the all-time chart. It looks like Mount Everest for the red, right? That is up 636 all-time, but here's the problem. Over the last 2 years, down 70%. What about the blue? Over the last 2 years, down 61%. What about the green? Over the last 2 years, down 58%. So you're talking about a player who's a first ballot NBA Hall of Famer. He is a top 20 player of all time already. In my opinion, he is right there somewhere in the 18 to 25 range for sure, conservatively. And his cards are getting absolutely destroyed, not unlike LeBron James's cards. Speaking of, this is Michael Jordan card. 2009 SP Game Use, Admiral, Dream, Mailman, Air, right? These guys don't even need names. I didn't even say their names, and everybody knows who I'm talking about. Look at this card. It's got a little hint of a logo man for the Jordan. It's got a hint of a team emblem, the Jazz emblem for Mailman, and then it's got laundry tags for Dream and for the Admiral. Patch. Quad patch, BGS 8.5, 1 out of 10, $6,000 for this tag team quads. Moving along, really cool looking LeBron card, 2016 Panini Eternal Green, LeBron James patch, serial number to 10, BGS 9.5, pop 1 does 6,300. A PSA 8 Jordan rookie from 86 Fleer does 6,600. And then another huge Kobe card. Let's give him some love. Let's look at the cards. A great looking card. If only there was a Jordan Apparitions refractor. There's a Jordan Apparitions, which is also a tough card. If only there was a Jordan Apparitions refractor, I think you would probably be pushing tier 1. I really think you would be pushing tier 1 in the hierarchy if there was an Apparitions refractor. Let me know in the comments, would it be tier 2 or tier 1? This is serial number to 100, remember. This whole set there was a Jordan base Apparitions. There was no Jordan refractor Apparitions. Kobe's a pop 9, does 6,600. Where is he? There he is. Look at the card, guys. I mean, that just resonates. It's a beautiful card. Pop 9, here it is. Nothing to see here. Over the last year, 3 sales, all within a few $100 of each other, so nothing crazy there. Moving along, a Wilt with a PWCC A 30% sticker, 6.5, does 6,900. And then this Priest Lauderdale PMG Green. It's not every weekly auction you see a PMG Green. Unfortunately, it's Priest Lauderdale, who was a big fat blob for the Hawks who never did anything. This PSA 5 did $7,800, guys. If you don't think set collecting's alive and well, there you go. There's your answer. Priest Lauderdale just did $7,800. You know what? I didn't look it up, but I can pretty much go out on a limb and say that is the highest selling Priest Lauderdale card. In fact, let's just do it. We got to do it, right? Don't we have to do it? Let's look up Priest Lauderdale and just see the highest selling Priest Lauderdale cards. I want to know how much this Priest Lauderdale card beat every other Priest Lauderdale card in history. All right. Yeah, there's your most recent, 7,800 and then 14. Price. Oh my gosh, it is not the record. It's not the record. It's not the record. 285. The same card. So this same card was once purchased for $11,400. Last night it dropped by a massive almost $4,000. The second highest Priest Lauderdale card ever sold. Also happens to be the highest selling Priest Lauderdale card ever sold. Same exact certification number. So disastrous results there for somebody who bought this in October, sold it 8 months later, and took a $4,000 down his throat. 1997 EX 2001 Essential Credentials Future. These were, remember the weird serial number here where they add up to 81 or 82 or something like that. I can't remember. Serial number 77 PSA 6 Penny Hardaway does 8,100. $100. There's the card. This card's only sold twice. Only 2 PSA cards have sold. Are these both the same card? Let me see. 285. 265. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. 265. So same card. Sold it almost a little over a year ago for $8,700. Sold last night for $8,100. So nothing to see here. Please disperse. Same result. Jordan BGS 9 does $8,700. Nebula Tatum 2018, second year Tatum. PSA 8 does $9,900. Tony Kukoc, why did I click into that? I could care less. This Tony Kukoc, 1-of-1 masterpiece. Great card. Beautiful card. Hall of Famer. Does $10,500. Interesting. 2 1-of-1s right there. Which of these 2 cards would you rather have? The Kukoc 9 or the Jason Tatum PSA 8? Interesting stuff. And then we're getting towards the top, guys. We want to look up this Victor Wembanyama orange because this card has sold, PSA 10 has sold a few times. I want to see what's going on with this card. And I'll be honest with you, I was very surprised. There's the card. Remember, the true oranges were serial number to 49. The thing I want you to pay attention to is look how many terms I've got to take out just to find this card. That's when you know Panini is giving us the big fat FU because there's 800 billion different orange variations of Victor Wembanyama 2023. Minus Monopoly, minus Wave, minus Flash, minus Pulsar, minus Draft, minus Donruss, minus Lot. Well, we finally got the damn Victor Wembanyama card we're looking at. You've got to subtract everything on earth that you could possibly think of just to find the damn card. Here's what we got. 11,100 last night. That's up from the sale before just a few days ago on alt. Not a surprise there. That is up from the PWCC Weekly on June 2nd. Let's make sure it's not the same card. 628 or 828 or something like that. Different card. Okay, so different PSA 10 orange. How many of these damn PSA 10 oranges are there? Jesus, look at this. God damn. Would y'all have some... Excuse my language. I'm sorry. That was not good. PSA 10s, 27 already. First of all, 38 of the 49 have been graded. 1 million of those are going to be cracking resubs. A large percentage of those are going to be cracking resubs. If you don't think that's the case, you're fooling yourself. 80% gem rate for PSA, 75% gem rate for Beckett, 100% gem rate for SGC, for God's sakes. That's 40 out of the 49 have been graded. Again, remember, most of those are going to be cracks and resubs. Because, hell, if it's a 75% gem rate and you get a 9, why not crack it and resub it? By the way, let me know in the comments what you think about the new PSA slabs. Those things are not coming off easy. I think it's going to drastically diminish the number of cracks and resubs. People are going to think twice about how much work is required to crack a PSA 9 and try for a PSA 10. I think it's going to have an interesting effect on the hobby. I want to know what you guys think in the comments about that. Anyway, this one does. This one's actually holding its head. You know, if you go back to May, 13, 11, 13, 11, 14, 10, whatever. It was as high as 17, 15, 14. This one's kind of holding its head. Again, it's down $6,000 from this sale back in March of 2024, this year. So not the greatest. LeBron Black Refractor, seal number to 500, does 11-1 as a PSA 8. And then a 2007 Exquisite Collection LeBron patch auto serial number to 35, BGS 8.51, 2, 3 color patch, but 4 breaks, does 11,400 right there. And then here we are, the top row, the top 3, and this is the card that I really wanted to kind of hyper focus on. It's a card that's, featured in the Hierarchy collection. This is not even the big brother. There's a full court trap gold out there. This is little brother, right? This is little brother. This is just the regular full court trap. I've got it pulled up. Here it is, somewhere, there it is. That's the card. It is a beautiful card. It is very difficult to tell this card from the full court trap gold. It's a little bit different. The font's a little bit different color. The background's a little bit different color. But this is the full court trap. Let me take out the gold. Okay, now we've got it without the gold in there. Record. What else can I say? All-time record. The prior all-time record was from 2022 of 12,500. Before that, you got to go all the way back to 2019. This is a $256 card. So if that doesn't put Michael Jordan card collecting in perspective, it was $250 4 years ago, fellas. And it sold last night for $13,200. That is nutso city. Let's look at the pop report. 23 PSA 10s, 5 BGS 9.5s, A little over 1,000 of these graded. So again, I want to reiterate, this is not the rarest card in the world. There's over 1,000 of them graded between PSA and BGS. PSA 10s are just doing crazy things right now, and this is a super old label PSA. You can see 13,200 all-time record. No, I was not at 13,100. I got destroyed. I am not going anywhere near $13,000 for this card. Like, I'll go buy a legacy collection or a platinum medallion or 2 platinum medallions instead. This does not make sense. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say, and I am a huge grade snob. I'm a huge PSA guy, PSA 10 guy when I can, get it. And 23 is enough to where one day I could get it. I am never paying $13,000 for this card. Congrats to the buyer, but more congrats to the seller. That just seems really, really high, and I'm sure I offended a buyer somewhere out there. 1980, and there was 2 people that pushed it to 13.2. It wasn't just one, obviously. Here's a PWCC eye appeal sticker. I want to show you the power of the PWCC eye appeal. This is only a 30% sticker, right? The easiest of the 3 stickers. There's an A, an S, and an E, right? The E is a 15%, I think, top 15%, and the S is like top 5%. I think it's 15, 30, I think is what it is. Anyway, this is the weakest of the PWCC eye appeal stickers, but it is a great looking copy. It doesn't have the black horizontal print line defect on it. This PSA 9 does 17,400. Here is the card, right? Beautiful card, of course. Pop 630. That sounds like a lot, but the problem is the PSA 10s are like a pop, 23 or 7 or pop 23. So, and it's also $500,000. So most of us don't have that in our gym socks. This PSA 9 last night did 17,400. That is the second highest of the last 13 sales. And I want you to look at this chart. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but 1, 2, 3. The 3 highest sales of this card, 3 of the 4 will say highest sales of this card were all PWCC eye appeal stickers. If you've got a PWCC eye appeal sticker, your card's going to sell for more. That is one of the perks of sending a card before 1986 to the PWCC Vault is you get a free assessment. And if your card deserves an eye appeal sticker, meaning it stands out against other cards of the same grade, then you will get an eye appeal sticker. When you get an eye appeal sticker, there is going to be value there. You are going to make a premium if you decide to sell that card on the PWCC marketplace. That's another reason to consider the Vault, especially if you're a vintage collector, if you're an 86 Fleer collector, if you're a 1980 Topps, 81 Topps, if you're a Star collector. The free eye appeal stickers that you may or may not receive from PWCC add huge premiums to your card. It makes no sense if you're selling those cards not to use the promo code Cajun. Did you see how I segued into that? CAJUN, all capital letters. Send your cards to PWCC, sell it on the PWCC marketplace, and try to get that eye appeal sticker before you get that on intake when they're curating your card, and you can yield a much bigger profit. Again, that's only if you're selling the card. If you're just holding the card, then hold the card. You got an eye appeal sticker. It's still a great feeling. My Jordan 86 Fleer, rookie PSA 10 has an eye appeal sticker. I'm really excited about that. I saw the power of the eye appeal sticker when I sold all of my 1986, almost all of my 1986 Fleer PSA 10 set. I got incredible results on those cards that had the PWCC eye appeal sticker. All right, enough talk about card number 2. Card number 1, by a long shot, by 13 grand, was the 2023 Victor Wembanyama Green Choice. This is a PSA 9 copy. These were serial numbered to only 8. And some people care that it was 1 out of 8. I don't. Most don't. Some people do. It's a pop 2. There are 2 PSA 10s out there. Good Lord, what would they sell for? This PSA 9 did $30,600 last night. There's the card. It is a good looking card. I like the card. Only one of these has ever sold in any grade. And there it is, $30,600. Again, there's 8 of them. It's been graded 8 times. What do you know? People are playing the crack and resub game with Victor Wembanyama cards because it's a high stakes game, especially right now, immediately after release. Or relatively close to after release. Again, do I think all 8 of these have been pulled and these are 8 individual grades? Of course they're not. Somebody tried PSA and got a 6. They didn't like it, so they sent it to SGC and got a 7. Well, that sucks too. So they sent it to Beckett and got an 8. Or they got a PSA 9. They didn't like it, so they tried it again. PSA gave them a 10, or PSA gave them an 8.5 to a 10. You just don't know, but I assure you, these are all crack and resub games that are being played. I don't have anything to tell you about this card other than it sold for a shit ton of money. I'm sorry, a lot of money. $30,600 seems like a lot. It is serial number to 8. I know that matters. I know Prism kind of rules the day, but that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. Again, recapping our top 10. First, let me know in the comments which card surprised you selling for the most. Which card do you think was the best bargain on here, right? Which card do you think was the most overpaid for? And which card do you think was the best bargain? That's really kind of what I would like to hear from you guys in the comments. We got Wembanyama leading Bird and Magic, and then Jordan. Then we got LeBron, Wembanyama again. Then we got Tony Kukoc. I did not have Tony Kukoc in the top 10 on my bingo card, but it's a big-ass Tony Kukoc card. Probably, you know, one of his 5 greatest cards of all time, and then a Jason Tatum, and then a Michael Jordan, and then Penny Hardaway sneaks into the top 10 to round it out. That's it, guys. PWCC Weekly Auction number 125. If you guys love these videos, do me a favor. Consider using the affiliate link in my YouTube description when you're purchasing cards on the PWCC Weekly Auctions. A little chunk of the purchase price goes to support my channel. And if you're selling, or even if you're just vaulting cards on the PWCC marketplace, when you ship those cards off, it couldn't get any easier. I've got a bunch of tutorial videos on my channel if you're interested in learning more about vaulting with PWCC, selling with PWCC, buying with PWCC, how much do I net when I sell with PWCC. I've got tutorial videos now and more coming out on my channel to make it as easy as possible. Even a Cajun from South Louisiana can figure it out. Consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, CAJUN, to support the channel so I can keep doing these recap videos for you guys. Thank you guys as always for watching. These always come out on a Monday. Most people watch them on a Monday. They're getting over 1,000 views, so there's 1,000 people that care about seeing what happened on the PWCC Weekly Auctions, which should really become a go-to place to buy and sell sports cards, especially the kind of sports cards that I like, the kind of cards that we looked at today. So hope you guys have a great week in and out of the hobby. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.